Your hands are still shaking. It's all right, man. You did it. You did it.
All right, so we are out here at Paramount Ranch in Agora Hills, California. Beautiful sunny day, and today is the day that I fly the Cinelifter. First time ever flying a Cinelifter. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm super excited. I would say I'm somewhere between euphoria and about to shit my pants. So hopefully it's the former and not the latter, although the latter might make for some good YouTube content. We are here today, we're gonna be flying the iFlight Centurion X8. So the plan is to do the first flight with no camera, just a LiPo battery on the bottom, make sure everything is good to go. Second flight, assuming no crashes, fingers crossed, going to be probably strapping a LiPo to the camera plate or camera mount up top to mimic the weight of the FX6. The LiPo and the FX6 are actually very similar in weight, especially with the lens. I think the FX6 is around 900 grams. The lens I'll be flying is the Laowa 10mm f2.8, which is 420 grams. And the LiPo battery is about 1100 grams, I believe. So similar weight. We'll do that for the second flight. And then for the last two flights, I have 4 LiPos total. For the last 2 flights, we're gonna strap on the FX6 and we're gonna see if we can get some pretty sick footage with this $6,000 cinema camera. So again, a little bit nervous, very excited. Definitely the biggest drone I've ever flown. Definitely the most expensive equipment or just drone I've ever handled. I think all in, right, this drone is about $3,000. The camera is about $6,000. The lens is about $1,000. So I'm not great at math, but I think that's somewhere in the $10,000 range. But we'll see. Let's strap a LiPo onto this baby and get the first flight going. Let's go. Was I recording? Nice. All right, we got the big pad today. Usually I fly with a much smaller pad, but for this drone, I'm gonna go safety first. This thing is definitely gonna be a bitch to get back in this bag. Well, let's open her up. Dude, it's fucking huge. All right. All right, let's plug the LiPo in. God, I love that sound. All right. First flight, nervous but stoked, you know? Let me try a little line of sight first. Oh yeah. All right, let's put the goggles on. Oh, and we are flying, baby, let's go. Dude, this thing is sick. We're at like 25% throttle and already going 30 miles an hour, 33. I know everyone watching this video is super stoked to see a Cinelifter through the DVR view, but it's the first flight, guys. Chill out. We will be strapping the cinema camera on. Maybe the second flight, dude. I mean, this feels pretty good. Almost 5 minutes of flight time. I think iFlight advertises this 4 to 6 minutes. I mean, this is no camera, so I would expect the flight time to be closer to. All right, so I think the last flight, my camera overheated and I'm not sure how much recorded. So we didn't get the landing. The landing actually wasn't too good, so blessing in disguise. For this flight, let's see if I can come in a little bit. So this is the LiPo battery that we just kind of jimmy rigged to the top there. It's got a little bit of lateral movement, but it is going to simulate the weight of the camera. So we're gonna plug in the second LiPo. And I think for this flight, we're gonna do a little bit of a range test. So you can't see the mountains, but maybe I'll get a shot after for some B-roll. We're flying this mountain ridge to my right. So let's go ahead, let's strap in the LiPo. I will say that that first flight was sick. I mean, those guys at 2 Raw, unbelievable tune for this quad. I can't believe this is the stock tune. Well, I can't believe it because I've flown their BOB57 and that quad is just incredible. This time I will not be taking off line of sight. Flight number 2. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, this is definitely a lot heavier with the battery. It says I'm already down to 4 volts, but yeah, now we're pushing 35% throttle, going 44 miles an hour. Signal looks good. 31% throttle, going about 45 miles an hour. Signal still looks good. Let's just go to maybe the middle of this ridge here. Let's swing it around. Oh yeah, a noticeable difference in just how heavy this quad feels. So this is more what it will feel like with the FX6 on. See if we have any signal issues through these trees. Nope, that looks good. We're at 3.8. All right, that took about a minute. We're at 3.8, maybe do one more run, see, just scout it. I mean, I've flown here before and there's always these little phantom limbs that, actually last time I was flying here, clipped my, my crossfire antenna and actually ended up slicing off one of the ends. So that kind of sucked, but relatively easy fix. All right, let's get back up to the top of this ridge line at 3.7. Let's turn around. We're at 2 minutes of flight time. Let's see if we can just cruise slowly down this ridge. Probably about 20 feet from the ground, so that's not gonna look too cool, but we'll get there, we'll get closer. There's always that one pack that you know is gonna be the pack. And I don't wanna go too aggressive because, I mean, the LiPo on this thing is semi-secure, but definitely not fully secure. Let's just come back and cruise this line for a little bit. Yeah, at least in the initial view through the goggles, I am not seeing any prop wash. I wouldn't expect it with these maneuvers. I mean, these are kind of just slow, steady, not pushing the quad too hard. At about 3 minutes of flight time, battery's at 3.6. Maybe a little bit there. I don't know, I'll have to check the footage, but I mean, overall it looked pretty smooth. Let's come back and land this. I probably have another, well, you know what? I take that back. Let's at least get the battery to 3.5. Coming up on 4 minutes of flight time now. Yeah, we're at about 3.6. Do I try a split S with this battery on? If I do it like quickly. That was the worst split S ever, but. And that recovered super nicely. I mean, this quad is so sick. I don't know if I'll be able to go back to flying quadcopters. I might just have to stick to the octocopters. Flight number 2, success. Third flight, it's time for the FX6. All right, so now we'll be putting the FX6 onto the drone. Let's go ahead and unscrew these. Don't drop the screws. So for the screw, I'm actually just using a Manfrotto tripod screw. I mean, I get like 1.5 turns. I kind of wish I got like one more half turn. It does feel pretty secure, but like pretty secure on a $7,000 cinema camera. I don't love it, but that is what we will be working with today. Let's see if I can just, oh, manhandle that screw in a little bit more. I mean, that feels pretty good, right? You're not gonna go anywhere. All right, with the Sony FX6 on the quad. This actually might be a little bit heavier than the LiPo, but I am glad I did that test just to see what the weight might be. All right, so now we got the FX6 on, and I actually just noticed the first 2 flights, I didn't take off the sticker for the air unit. So that footage from the DVR is probably gonna look terrible. Not DJI's fault, my fault. But now we got this off. We'll have a clear view through the DVR, but it doesn't matter because we are gonna be recording with the FX6. In this one, we are recording 24 frames a second, 180 shutter. My aperture is at f4. So here we go. First flight with the FX6. Deep breath. Oh yeah, dude. Let's go. Dude, it is much clearer without that little tape on. That was so dumb. But you live and you learn. Let's come through these trees. Yup. That dog can hear this thing ripping from probably a mile away. I'm actually very excited to see how the auto ND filter on the FX6 performs. I mean, right now we're looking into the sun. Now let's go fly away from the sun. That was a terrible orbit. Let's try that again. Let's actually just do an orbit around this tree and see if the filter properly exposes the sunlight. So sun's starting to peek through now. The tree looks dark on the goggles view. We'll see how much detail we can retain with that auto ND. All right, I'm probably not gonna do a ridge line run this run because I'm already at 3.7. At about 2 minutes of flight time. I did also change my camera angle to match what the FX6 is. The FX6 right now, it's 20 degrees. I think the camera angle I was flying at those first few runs was closer to like 10 or maybe 12. But now we're cruising at about 42 throttle, going about 47, 48 miles an hour. We're already down to 3.6. We're at 2 minutes of flight time. Let me do one more loop. Let's try a little bit of aggressive yaw turn and really punch out of that. I mean, just floating. I don't see too much prop wash when they're coming down. How much do I want to push this battery? The answer to that question is not a lot. So we are going to come back and, ooh. Whew. First flight with the FX6. Not a great landing, but she's down. That's the one kind of bad thing, I guess, about the FX6 is there's no external screen. So once you take off that monitor, really tough to know, but I'm actually like 99% sure I'm recording. All right, let's go. All right, so this flight, we are going to try 4K 120 on the FX6. I'm gonna try to do this blindly. I mean, I have the key, the S and Q, set to 4K 120. And here we go. Let's go ahead and just fly over to this ridge line. Make sure I stay to the right of it, or I guess left? Left now when I come back, stay to the right of it. Coming back around. Nice little bird flying through. What up, bird? Coming back through. Not gonna try my luck with these limbs. Dead branches are undefeated when it comes to the drone. I've hit so many of those little limbs and it's just absolutely ruined my day. Come back, yaw around this tree. Maybe we'll do a little chase footage with my boy Church here. So he's on his one wheel. Told him I'm gonna go slow and not take any of his body parts off. So there we go, we got him cruising. See if we can get that again. See if we can get him coming out of these trees. Oh yeah. Now we're having fun. Now we're having fun, boys. Let's go. Let's go. I don't want to kill him, so I'm not going to get too close to him. Maybe let's do a little gentle cruise back. Not gonna push the battery too much. Coming back. Slow cruise at 3 minutes. 3.6, 21.4 volts. At about 3.5 minutes of flight time. Honestly, I probably could get like another at least 45 seconds of flight time, but I'm not gonna risk it. Let's see if we can get a smoother landing than last time. And that was the last pack of the day. No crashes. I don't know if I was recording. I still don't know. We're about to find out, but very stoked that we got 4 flights in. First time flying a Cinelifter. 2 flights with the FX6. The first flight I think looks good. It was very tough to see with the sun glare. Oh, and of course there's a biker coming now, dude. I knew that was gonna happen. It's all good, bro. Again, I still don't know if I was recording. So let's go ahead and power the drone down. Whoo! Let's go, baby. All right, so let's see if it was recording. So we got a file here that's 46.37 gigabytes. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that we were recording. All right, let's see where you're at. There we go, starting to chase you. Yeah, dude, I think like right around here is where I started to feel comfortable. Let's see, yeah, like this part right here. I probably could have got closer to you, huh?
You could have.
Right here, I was like, all right, I'm gonna hit that gap right there between your arm. That's sick, dude.
Smooth orbit, love it, love
Let's
it.
go, dude, let's go. Yeah. We're flying Cinelifters from now on, only Cinelifters. But actually now we are gonna fly some Cinewhoops, so let's go.